E-Gaming Bets. We accept bets on computer games online since 2011. Referral system for regular users and the first deposit bonus. Gaming devices store and the best choice of payment systems. Dota 2 and Hearthstone, Counter-Strike and StarCraft, World of Tanks and League of Legends. EGB.com. You know for sure who's going to win.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to what is the final game of the Summit 5 qualifiers. It's the European qualifier, and we are all the way down to game number 5 of this best-of-5 matchup. Virtus.pro versus Team Finem. Greece versus CIS. I'm KotLGuy, going to be joined again remotely by Ryu. Boris here. And really, we were expecting this series to be tight, Ryu, but here it is. Game 5 hype. And another game with another disruptor, so should be a doozy.
Oh boy, can you give me a? No, I'm not gonna say give me a whoop whoop. That's too much to ask for. We ain't cheerleaders, guys. We're Dota players. We're Dota viewers, and we're great casters here. At least one of us. The other one's the worst admin I've ever seen.
Yep.
But
that's what I hear.
In all seriousness, this game is. I just want to reiterate, Team Finem, they always go the distance in these best of fives, and it's just amazing to watch. And they deserve at least a spot in one of these tournaments. And I truly hope that if they even don't make it here, that they do get to the next one. But hey, man, VP, they definitely deserve it too. Coming back after that, one game, DC. Last game, put the pedal to the metal, and then there we go. Finally, we don't want Moderate Slark. Please get that away, guys. That's a good ban here.
That's good respect right there. Absolutely. The only time we summoned Ari really in an awkward position was in like that last game when they put him on the Spectre, and it just seems like Spectre just doesn't fit the game plan that Finem usually go for. It's very apparent Madara likes to be on these fighters and likes to participate and make things happen, and I would imagine they might want to continue following that trend if they want to ultimately lead to some success here for game number 5. But good staples starting for both sides nonetheless. Virtus.pro will have an Earth Spirit Phoenix combo. This is like what has become the new OG trademark, at least what we saw pretty much from them nearly every game during their Dream League run. And Virtus.pro were there firsthand to even witness it, but we'll see if Finem will be able to have their own answer for it. We saw it in the hands of Virtus.pro. Maybe they could consider a Spirit Breaker, let's say, to pair with this Darkseer. But they'll step off in the meantime and pick up the early puck. And we know Virtus.pro love to wait for G's pick until they see what kind of mid-lane match he's going to be up against here. So with this kind of information, I'm curious to see what Virtus.pro will do with it.
Right. I'm actually happy to see Team Aya. They go back for the Disruptor themselves and the Darkseer and get rid of the DP, where I know they don't necessarily need the DP to win. I know Thug loves that hero, but he also loves Puck too. So he's an amazing player on the hero, and he's able to do a lot with it. The synergy right now between their whole lineup is amazing. They have a lot of ways to deal with the Phoenix too, breaking his Sunray. They don't have the best, however, at dealing with the eggs, so you might have to see a lot of, vacuum or like a lot of combo to catch the Phoenix before he pops the egg, else they won't have enough to get the egg down. But for Virtus.pro now, they've showed their 2 support heroes. We need to see some good laning phase. What do they want to pick up first is the question. Viper is still a very good hero against all 3 of these. I'm not sure you want to pick it up this early. Another hero that we might see is the Juggernaut again. It's not bad against this lineup. Faceless Void is alright. Faceless Void is also like Virtus.pro. They picked it up a lot in the first series against Team Finem.
Plus, you got to get something for Yoku before all of his options run out. They already banned the Doom BM. They hit the Tied Up. They already took Darkseer for themselves. And then Faceless Void is obviously the next best thing that's still in there and available. And I guess they found more threatening the Lifestealer than just flat out banning all of Yoku's heroes. But now it is something that they're going to have to put up with, and this is a great way to deal with it. I mean, they have that secondary support still available to them to go for, and they're going to snag up the Vengeful Spirit, which is very good at bailing out anyone stuck inside that pesky Chrono.
I would have liked to just see the Rubik so he could steal Chrono and put all 4 of the VP heroes in there, but of course, let's just play more defensive. Why not? It's fine. But
5
yep, it's
seconds
talked about,
remaining.
and this could open up for not. I'm
Do they
thinking
drow
about
ever?
the drow.
Reserve.
I was gonna say, yeah. Do they drow at all?
Mm,
Game 5 drow lineup. Oof.
boy, it's got potential, but I don't know. It's kind of all in at the situation, and I think they can just outplay the team of
Yeah.
VP instead of out cheese them. They'll probably ban it out anyways for last for VP.
Yeah, I would just my early terrible prediction would be a ban for
10
Virtus
seconds
Pro, and then we'll
remaining.
have to see them go for another option. I don't know what that may be. I could see them
5
do like a
seconds remaining.
ultra farm mode late game Naga, which has pairings with Darkseer and
Radiant
Disruptor with the
team
benefit
battle.
of the sleep. I could see them go Morphling. It's going to be interesting to see. But Virtus Pro, this time they will take their own hand at the Death Prophet now. And it's going to be the G Death Prophet versus Puck matchup in the mid lane.
10 seconds remaining.
Interesting to see how both teams don't favor Alchemist. I
5
know it's been
seconds
banned a
remaining.
lot, and it hasn't been touched at all this game, but it could have been a really good pick for VP.
Reserve
Instead, they're going to
time.
go for the Death Prophet. So this is a good matchup for DP in the mid lane. Can beat the Puck one-on-one. As we saw Thugs build on the DP, this is another good game for DP to rush a Hood and even a Pipe. And if they do that, then Team AF, they have to make sure that they're having the perfect initiations and killing off the... they might have to just save the DP for last if they're not able to burst them down first. But there's a lot of ways for them to catch them out. So what's left in the pool for each team is the carry for both of them. And the counter pick goes to Team AF at the end. So this will be interesting to see. Great King
Virtus
ban, nice
Pros
there.
turn
They don't
to
have a
ban.
way to really deal with him having the 2 lives. No mana burn just yet.
Yeah, it doesn't really give any information to what AF want for themselves either, which is nice. I mean, if they banned out like an Ember, let's say, I don't know,
10
maybe they would
seconds remaining.
hope for like an illusion-based hero like the Naga or something else, but
5
yeah,
seconds
this
remaining.
doesn't give a whole lot of information here. And Virtus Pro now, they look at the lineup at AF, and they're not going to ban the Drow. They ban the
Virtus
Spectre, which is what they went
Pros
for in
turn
the
to pick.
last game. So, you know, it is justified in that sense. But I am anxious to see what they might go for instead. And then for Virtus Pro, they also will need their position 1 Aloha Dance hero here. Is it going to be a Clinks? That does seem
10
like a
seconds remaining.
pretty common pickup here to kind of pair together with the Faceless Void, and if you want
5
some
seconds
serious
remaining.
physical right click.
Clinks.
Yes,
Yep.
it'll be the Clinks. All right.
Radiant team
I was
pick.
gonna agree with you. I was thinking of other heroes, but no, that's the best one. And this is a situation where you might have to go aggressive if you're Team AF, and you're gonna have to shut down the Clinks early on, else it might be too much. If you give Clinks free farm in the
10
lane
seconds remaining.
and let him get a fast level 6, and he just starts rotating everywhere on the
5
map, I just
seconds
see
remaining.
Team AF's lineup getting heavily bullied. So they might have to go aggressive with
Reserve time.
the Venge Disruptor +1. Trying to think of a good beefy hero. Get in his face.
Beefy, get in the face, fighting kind of a hero.
Drow Ranger.
Nope.
I
We're going
guess
to go
you
back with the
could
Drow
go-
again. We're doing the Drow
Yep.
lineup. All right, folks. This is your lineup. Archer versus Archer. And game number 5 feels pretty heavy in the, I don't know, all-in department, but it's obvious that for Team Greece here, they are hoping to close this game out, pre-35 minutes, rushing in with the heavy dual aura strat for Virtus Pro. Very well-rounded, respectable team fight. You got your Egg, you got your Chrono, you got your Death Prophet push, your Assault with the Exorcism, and your heavy right-click with the Clinks. Great, Roche side lineup. Now that we see the full draft here, Ryu, Game 5, which team is coming to the summit?
VP's lineup is way
10
easier to
seconds
execute,
remaining.
I want to say, and their team fight is scarier. But if Team
5
AF
seconds
can
remaining.
get the ball rolling and constantly team fight around the map, get the fast mechanism online for the Darkseer, and they keep pressuring VP, and they don't get caught out 3 or 4-man Chronos, I see them potentially winning this game. But it's just so all in for me. But I want to root for the Greeks because I just want to see them go to the summit.
I know. They've been so close to making it. Unfortunately, it feels like almost every region has that kind of a team, which just feels like they're getting so. Right now, sadly, it's complexity for America. Stuck in their head-to-head matchup over and over again with Digital Chaos, and it seems like it's just Digital Chaos who have their number and have taken 3 or 4 lands completely away, and then. What is it? No one can seem to best Fnatic on the side of C. And even in China for a while, it was like all newbie. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, that's the best part about at Finem. They're like the team that always gets the final, but it's against like Empire and it's against VP and even it's against the European teams, but yet they're always there at the finals. They just can't close it out. I really love VP's lineup more, but I'm going to say at Finem are going to take this and they're going to go to the summit because I think their play is going to show why they really want to go to the summit and win a qualifier for once.
I agree with it. It's hard not to root for them because they always seem to be the bridesmaid and never the bride, and I agree with you, and I feel like they would be hilarious to have at the house. Virtus Pro, they've already been by the house. I already mentioned how, for Virtus Pro, they were just here at the last summit, making it into the grand final, only to drop it against EG in a full 5-game series. But if they want a shot at redemption in this summit, they're going to have to walk away with a win here. We will start our game off in typical fashion with a pause because of lag on the side of Virtus Pro. But they have already 5-man smoked up, and they already have a TP en route. So looks like already the early ward game is going to be happening here. Based on the items, I know we're not getting a whole lot of information from it, Ryu, but it does appear that at least that Madara is going to be heading towards the bottom lane. So I know you called out for maybe some sort of aggressive laning setup to take it to the Clinks, but I don't think they are going to be going for it. They will just casually do their own thing in what looks like more of a standard laning setup, which is nice. I mean, it's really nice to have the Disruptor against the likes of a Faceless Void. He might be able to still time walk and get his life back, but you'll have the glimpse to be able to, pull him back in for round 2, if you will.
It's one of those situations where you last pick the Drow, and it's better for her to actually have a really good start than just to shut down the Clinks there. Because if you let Faceless Void get the free farm in the bottom lane, and he gets his Chrono, and then he just rotates top lane, and they get a kill on Drow, and +1, the game just is immediately on the back foot at like the 6-7 minute mark, and that's not what you want to have. So in this situation, when they last pick the Drow, yeah, it's beneficial for them to go to the bottom lane with their tri lane and just rotate around. They can even do smoke ganks into the mid lane. If Void ever goes to the jungle and tries to farm, as you're saying, Disruptor is very strong for punishing him. He might do that. Then they can punish the mid lane of the DP and try to go for those smoke ganks with the Disruptor, with the Venge. So there's a lot of pressure that can be applied from AF early on. They just need to make sure they are successful every single time they rotate.
Fortunately, we are still paused here. It's been like 4 minutes. God, I would hate Game 5 to be a 5v4. That would be the absolute worst situation. And maybe in this particular case, I hope we can try to just be as leisurely as possible with the time, but consistency is key as we will continue to wait it out. I think this might be close to wrapping up all of the qualifiers. If anyone's been sleeping under a rock, there's obviously been a boatload of Dota happening right now. Aside from Summit 5 in all regions, there's been Star Ladder going on, which is still wrapping up a bit. I will switch provider. Okay, apparently FNG has a couple of internet service providers at his leisure, and he will swap between the few.
Too bad Dakota doesn't. Got him.
Yeah, dude, you got me, bro. I wish I had choice, but we don't have choice here in some places of America because, internet monopoly over everything. But what am I casting? Oh, I have Star Ladder. So Star Ladder still needs to wrap up. Actually, over the next 2 days, I'll be casting the finals of the Star Ladder action, and it looks like, I believe Vega is in the back end of that one. Let me see. Actually, I have the information kind of handy. Yeah. We'll have Danish Bears versus Virtus Pro tomorrow. I'm sure they'll be happy to see me again as potentially their admin. No, I'm just kidding. I think they'll have an actual admin for Star Ladder. And then after that, on the following day, the 31st, it's Vega versus the winner in a best of 5, and that winner will be going off into the Star Ladder LAN, which is supposedly going to be happening here in the States. They have not announced officially where it will be. And then, of course, I believe Nunyoung did recently conclude. I don't actually have the results handy of that, but I can use the technology available to me to find out for you how those results have recently shaped up. So already invited to Nunyoung, we have Newbie, Secret, Evil Geniuses, and Fnatic. And then already qualified, we have Team Empire out of Europe and Digital Chaos out of the American qualifier. But it looks like they still need to do both the C and China qualifiers. So those are probably going to be wrapped up soon. It looks like there's nothing about the China qualifier yet. But for C, they have the playoffs happening right now, which is Execration, MVP Phoenix, Wings Gaming, and Mineski. And oh my god, it looks like we finally have a grand final. So let's get going.
We're not allowed to go. We're in a standstill still. What are you talking about? Game's paused. I see smokes. They do this every single time. I'm very surprised that
He's going to go
Advent
to this
don't
spot.
EP. Yeah, I'm very surprised that Finem don't recognize this and just punish it by TPing out. It's not that hard to look real quick at how teams start before the next game, and having that extra edge, having those 2 wards dewarded, could help out for this early game.
But they won't, and the wards will be there, and Virtus Pro will have all this extra vision at the start. I mean, I'll look at it right now for you if I can hit the right button, and they will get an idea that for the majority of them, they are going to be splitting between the 2 runes. They drop a sentry. They walk right past the obs ward here. Okay.
It's a
oh, they're going to leave it for Thug. Aw, yeah. Easy 100 gold in the bank.
Now the thing is, this might be bad considering. Oh, it should be fine still. Got enough time. Could have potentially saw Yoku go for the steal play, not having enough time for Puck to get down there, but he's just gonna block his lane instead.
And it will be a rune split apiece here, and a deny of a sentry here from FNG. Doesn't really get him a whole lot, but does give him the last say in the ward battle. And now he goes up into position. One we see similar from Alliance and EGM. He's going to wait for the courier to come and hope that he can snipe it here from Thug. Spartan is hanging out nearby, and he'll probably look to head over and take the courier and pass it along himself to avoid any sort of trouble. But it looks like we are going to have yet another wonderful pause. For our grand final Game 5 hype, people, get ready. More pause action coming at you. Sit there.
Man,
stay
you
tight.
Are so triggered today.
You know how hard it is to like maintain a hype level here? It's not like we have a hype arena of people yelling and getting excited. It's like me and a pause screen. Here we go. Pause action has lifted. Cool down the hype, everybody. The hype is over. And now we got to actually watch Dota.
Are you sure we're watching Dota?
Yes, we are.
Are you sure you're not going to see dead people in the mid lane?
Yeah, we're seeing a 2v2 in the mid lane, though. Phoenix lets them know, hey, don't get too confident and cocky. I am also here, and I will be ready with the Sunray if it is necessary. So both teams putting a lot of value in their mid laners for their mid lane phase. But this can make things a bit easier now for some of the off laners to really succeed, including your Faceless Void. Doesn't really find a single drought too threatening, but if this Disruptor can quickly creep in some levels, get a kinetic field and a glimpse combo going, then things will be different. But FNG has been spotted out, and quickly AF shift over and take care of him. First blood, going to be going towards Team Greece.
I mean, that was just smart from Spartan just to realize, just rotate around. You know the Phoenix is just going to stay up there and do that, and he has boots to work with, and that's nice for them. Getting the kill on the Puck, that's his bottle. Or that's not even his bottle, that's his no talisman. Oh my goodness, he's just going to absolutely try and dominate this lane over the DP in the mid.
Well, here comes the right-click party now. And G is going to have his work cut out for him, while bottom lane they will be able to zone Yoku back out from the woods. But with this Vengeful Spirit kind of hanging around, things are not going to get too much easier there for him. But it looks like they're going to be changing course possibly once again. FNG will take the top bounty rune, I'd imagine. And it looks like he'll take his business possibly up and through to the top lane here. But he has set the stage for Thug to really succeed now. Is 13-3 to G's 10-2. But as already mentioned, with the new null, the harassment and the right-click power is just going to be much more significant. G will dish out an early Soul Siphon. I like the way he tries to meet up with Thug on the orb joint so he can get more out of that damage, but will not obviously be able to follow through with it. And now we're going to see a little bit of a chase from supports here.
He has a stun. Make you do a ton of damage to him.
Okay, stun, right-click, him and his illusion buddy. And No Fear will intercept. Only has the 1 level, so Rolling Boulder is really all he can offer.
That's really good if they can get the no. Yes. Yeah, they got it nice. Now Skylark's lane is really good in the situation where he forced the ES to rotate over, and Skylark got this pullback. So now he's going to get even more EXP. And mid-courier. I was keeping my eyes on that. That was going over on the wrong side of the river there. It's kind of weird, but this is what we didn't get to talk about in the draft, where you have Phoenix and ES. Like, how the hell do you even zone out a Darkseer in this lane? And you're not having ES roaming around that we normally see, so they don't have a designated hard support in this lane.
Oh,
mid.
Spartan makes his move for G. G is able to avoid the orb, and with that be able to really avoid the real pressure of this gank. And it will be a swing and a miss there for Spartan. But you're right, this does lack a bit in the side lanes, and having a true support available. We'll see now Yoku at level 3. Darkseer also doing his own. They will get the kill. It looks like mid lane. G's going to be going down. Puck picks that one up. Very nicely done there. Finally, the pressure just got to him, and Puck was able to kind of make the finishing hit, and now AF are going to be up 2-0.
Yeah, they didn't give enough respect to the right clicks coming out from this build, as well as the Venge being there. Like, that was, oh my goodness. I'm watching top lane now. Skylark doesn't have any mana, else he could have. No fears. They're trying so hard to pull this wave. It is not working out.
And Skylark, is not making it easy. He will continue to be there with the Ion Shell and chopping his way and soaking in so much XP that really it becomes ineffective for Virtus.pro on stopping it. So it's a good confident start for him, and for not letting up one bit. Spartan continues to run around and really be a nuisance. It's kind of a taste of Virtus.pro's own formula, because FNG wanted to be able to roam a lot in the support, and here's Spartan now moving in, faking out the stun. Siphon is going to be used here, and now with the power of the Ray coming through, the coils might be enough to help.
Nice bottle. Really good bottle there from Thug as well.
But they will also get Skylark in the top lane right at the same time. Aloha Dance will pick up that one, and we'll miss it. But that's what happens with simultaneous action.
Damn it, man. Camera work. No, just kidding. It happens. And this is a situation where DS didn't go back to base, so he wasn't able to really... mid lane. They're going to put pressure on Thug because he used his orb aggressively.
Long roll in. Kick, boulder smash. Not going to be connecting. But that Soul Siphon certainly will not be disconnecting. G just sucks the life right out of that puck. And will even this game up quickly 2-2. But already looking for a potential fight back. They first drop a sentry. There's going to be no obs vision. They make their move in. If they can get a lead in level 2 glimpse, maybe they can make it go for Yoku. But it looks like they're not going to find the opportunity to pounce, and they'll have to live it up as it is.
Yep. And meanwhile, watching the top lane here, Aloha did get his level 6. He ate a creep. Let's see how good his farming is. Ooh, can he get that last hit? No. That one? No. No.
But they can't make a go here. It looks like No Fear tries to roll from out, but Spartan's here now. Here come the searing arrows. Oh my, indeed. Huge right-click damage from Aloha Dance, and he will easily take care of the Spartan support. And now Virtus.pro will pull ahead in the kill advantage, 3-2. Gets things back even as far as net worth goes. And really Virtus.pro are just kind of maintaining themselves for these middle and top lanes here, but How is the Drow been farming here on the bottom? As they are able to get Yoku back out and glimpse him right back in, and that is going to get maybe next time a nice little secured kill. And Yoku maybe just getting a bit overzealous on contesting this pull camp. And as long as they have the vision with that Thunder Strike, he is going to get pulled right back in.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job rotating around the map, finding things to kill. It's just that one mid kill that could hurt, you know, the aggression coming in from AF. But they still have a really good opening here. They're getting a lot of levels coming in from the Darkseer and Farm, where he's at 33 last hits. But the same thing can be said for the Faces Void. Yoku is just a monster. He's level 6 now. Looks like they're going to rotate ES down. You need to be careful not to get punished for this.
Yeah, with Chrono at the ready here, this can be a bit tricky. Spartan heads in though. A wave would give him the vision with the glimpse, but they're not going to go for it. Just a bit too reserved of a position there for Yoku to allow any sort of easy access. But now a possible response from Virtus Pro. G is stalking Thug as he makes his own rotation towards the bottom lane. Virtus Pro creep themselves into the woods, maybe trying to cut him off a bit, but still looking for the ideal position. Now they're bringing more reinforcements. The early stun will be onto Yoku. That might be
Dire's
it.
top tower
Oh, they have the
is under
sentry down.
attack.
They know where G is. Not again. This is... Do they have a sentry?
Yeah, but help is very
I know,
close.
I'm a dust. Yeah, they don't have a dust, so they can't actually go on G right there.
Oh, they see a
They also have it for the clinks.
Yeah, there he is. They're tempted. Immediate coil kinetic field. The Ray's gonna have to come out to help. There's the heal silence. A stun will be avoided, but G shows up now. Big soul siphon, big damage. Madara gonna go down just as fast as they start this initiation, and now Yoku leads with the Chronosphere, and that's gonna get Disruptor down. A 3-for-1 trade already for Virtus Pro. And they might not stop there. A beautiful roll in, and it's a triple kill for G. The guy who flanks him straight from behind. Thug trying to get redemption with anything is not going to be able to get any support down. And Virtus Pro walk away with the biggest fight of the game.
That's a huge fight coming in, and we talk about it enough. Drow strats are all predicated on timings. And if you're giving over kills like this, they have to constantly now run at the enemy towers. Like, this is a situation where VP's cooldowns, you have to... Ooh, Sentry. Aloha.
Glimpse will actually send them back towards the bottom lane here. And that will allow AF to continue their stride in the top lane. And as you mentioned, just, you know, shake off that bottom fight and get back to the task at hand, which is pushing these objectives and making sure that they're at least meeting that quota for their Drow strat. But that is a hard blow to take. Obviously, with this kind of committed lineup, you're hoping to be in the positive here on forward. Any opportunity where Virtus Pro are matching up even or doing better is just going wonderfully for them. So they'll make do with the situation right now, but here comes the push in the top lane, now making its way towards the tier 2. And we'll see how long Virtus Pro want to wait, if they even want to consider defending just yet.
Yeah, it's kind of hard for them to defend when they lack a lot of levels on their supports. Only level 5 for No Fear here.
Radiant's bottom tower
Gonna get the tome though, so should get level 6 relatively soon. But the Phoenix is the bigger thing too. He's only like 4.5. They need to give him some space to get that level 6. And without the DP ulti, I don't think they can necessarily team fight.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I mean, they are going to be taking 2 towers down though, which is money. Bottom lane, holy, that is 5 TPs coming out. Thug will be the first one in as he tries to make a jump and catch. The coil will be there, and it looks like No Fear will be the one to kind of tank the full gank rotation. But Virtus Pro are going to be okay with that. They see the momentum coming their way, and AF are now going to be pushing down the bottom lane, Ryu.
It's a situation where they TP S5 to the bottom lane just so they can get this tower, and that could be good or it could be bad. If they get team wiped here, as we talk about, could be disastrous for them. But it could also be a very good play if they manage to make it work. And so they're thinking about it. Like, they should wait potentially. It might be. I guess they see the mid heroes Aloha, Dance, and Yoku. So they don't have to.
Radiant's middle tower is under
they don't have to worry as much.
Well, think
Dire's
they'll
bottom
be able to have an
tower is
opportunity to
under
go for
attack.
both towers, though. Looks like the first one will be theirs to take.
Dire's structures are
And we'll
fortified.
see if they want to continue to press their luck down this bottom lane or pull off. And it looks like it will be the latter here.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Attend to their mid lane to make sure that they can relieve a bit of the pressure here. But Virtus Pro, knowing that they seem to be the better team in a 5-man fight right now, will not be too shaken up with where things are. All these tower takedowns have only kind of got the game back even from the deficit they experienced before.
Right, and this is a situation where they're trying to smoke up and find somebody for
Dire's middle
Spartan,
tower is under
whereas all
attack.
they have to do for VP is just farm up, and then whenever they overstep once, they punish them. So they have to be very careful. At least with all these towers that are going down, it's allowing, you know, the mechanism to complete on Darkseer. They
Dire's
really need
middle
that.
tower
He's
has
only level
fallen.
7 though, so those vacuums are non-existent yet.
Yeah.
And he needs to have a little bit of me time here for Skylark.
They have a boatload of money coming their way, but as you mentioned, you know, without finding
Dire's
kills
middle tower
and really
is
doing
under
a lot
attack.
of solo farming, the XP is not going to be there to follow it up. And this 5-man party just is not going to stop. The party bus moves back to the bottom lane now. As this one happens, though, Virtus Pro have their own movement. Smoked up and really beelining it now towards the AF territory.
No, yeah.
Virtus Pro looking for a fight right now. And if caught out of position, this could be a travesty here.
Oh,
As
Skylark.
He's going to be the one to pop it. There's the jump in from Yoku. Gets a chrono for 2. They'll quickly make their work on Skylark here. And for Madara cut under the chrono, he will survive it. But as he tries to get out from the trouble, he pops out the gust. Coil follow-up from Thug, but it's only going to get Yoku down. AF are in a lot of trouble here, and they can't seem to make it away. There's going to be a beautiful stun. The Crypt Swarm, the Exorcism, they begin to fall one by one, and they're going to continue to lose more. Virtus Pro sweep on in, and well, Thug tries desperately to head up to the north, finds a spot to TP, and he will make it out of there. But they have lost 3, including their precious Pro Ranger. And as mentioned before, Virtus Pro are taking fights and winning them now. It's only going to make things better for them as the game does develop. This is supposed to be, you know, the Radiant's time to really utilize this Drow lineup and be the heavy hitters.
They have a really good timing now though for AF. Even though they lost that, they should all just TP, go to the Roche pit. They have no big ultimates to really work with for VP. So this is kind of like an all-in moment right now for Finem, and they desperately need this right now. Like if they don't get this Roche now, the game could just be over. So they realize they have to make this play, but at the same time their Venge is in the bottom lane. He's trying to get levels.
Yeah, he's like a swap would be very nice to have for these chronos. And as he works on that, the rest of the team inside the pit doing with what they feel is necessary to just stay alive in this game number 5. With Roche
Radiant's
barely
top
at half of
tower
its
is
life,
under
Virtus
attack.
Pro are just hanging around. And they may not have ultimates, but they still have the fight in them. And it's a very delicate situation right now. Madara's in the pit. He begins to go to work on the Roche. What are Virtus Pro going to be looking to do here
Radiant's top tower is under
to
attack.
stop them from it? It does. Oh, plan B. They're going to wrap all the way up and around in hopes of catching Virtus
Radiant's
Pro
middle tower is under
with their
attack.
pants down, Ryu. This is a hell of a play to make. Hell of a play. Here they come. Oh man, it looks pretty nice. Virtus Pro, they head in the pit like, wait, they're not there. Where are they? They're right above to the north in a great position. If Virtus Pro get caught out, it could be bad, but they reserve. Skylark moves in. There's going to be the egg. Stackstorm's going to be dropped. That chrono response from Yoku, though, catches them, and they are in a lot of trouble. Now moves the rest of Virtus Pro. They sweep on in, and it looks like it's going to be a disaster for Team Grease on this one. Virtus Pro will be in to quickly take down 3. They'll pull back. They will probably move in with this exorcism and take the Roche that the Radiant team desperately wanted. It was an admirable play to make a huge flank wraparound, but Virtus Pro were already very far forward and were not going to be caught. They had that high ground ward too,
Roshan has fallen
and they
to
just
the
saw
ground.
the approach, it looked like.
They really need Puck to have his Blink Dagger, and they also need the levels in the Darkseer Vacuum. If you think about it, that play is really good from AF, but it's also really bad just because the Phoenix is so obnoxious to deal with in the Roche Pit. And at the same time, they really just need to have the levels on the Darkseer and the item on Puck. Like, they're playing super aggressive, Thug.
Swap back, stun for G. And I don't know, we could be seeing things crumbling a bit here. Rad Finem, and it looks like that may be the case. G now wicked sick. It's obvious now. Virtus Pro feeling the momentum, feeling like a return trip to Los Angeles. And it looks like maybe next time, potentially caught out Crypt Swarm might not be enough. And he will be able to make it away from trouble. But now they spotted Skylark here. One at a time. Now Madara also in. Can they get G down? This would be a very nice bounty, but they'll have to break him not once, but twice to make it through that Aegis. Double Soul Siphon even coming out at this point. He moves in. Yoku, time dilation, gets caught between the three of them. Thug now silenced up. They will be able to get the Aegis down, but the Phoenix is back with an egg. Beautiful Gust will be there. Right clicks come through. Egg will be shattered, and they'll get the follow-up kill. Taking down Always Want to Fly. Look at this. Thug with a double kill. They're going for G. They're doing it. Triple kill for the Puck. As they try to get a hold of Yoku, he will be able to blink to the back lines and get that swift kill, taking down Skylark, but that was a fight desperately needed. And they will get 4K of net worth swung their way. Puck takes about 1,500 gold. You ask for a blink dagger, he's got one now.
Oh, this could be bad though. They have the 4-man chrono available with the Phoenix, and ES can TP in. Oh, he has nice stop of there. Spartan scouting him out.
And that will force Yoku backing away. And AF will have to withdraw. So it's good. It's a great fight. It gets them right back a bit in the net worth department. Ooh, kill on Yoku there would have made it all the sweeter, but obviously you would be loving to follow it up also with the big objective pushes. They almost get that tier 2 down, but I don't know. How good is that fight to being able to keep them alive in this game? It cuts the net worth advantage that Virtus Pro were putting together in half. But, you know, we're at minute 20. Their odds have probably been saved quite a bit here, Ryu, but I don't know. Is it good enough?
It's a good question to ask. If they can hit those silences like they did previously, Thug hitting that, you know, 2-man, 3-man Dream Coil and then silencing with the Gust afterwards and dishing out the DPS, they managed to focus down the egg too, which is going to go harder, and it's going to be harder and harder as the game goes on, just because of the fact of these huge ultimates that we talked about, as well as, you know, he's going to start getting more levels for the Phoenix. So this is still a little bit worrisome for Finem, but as we said, that team fight they desperately needed. They got the levels that they really were lacking, and now if they can just have the Wombo combo, you can understand why this lineup can work.
Yeah, that was definitely the best fight that they'd had going for them this game. And now they're looking to go back on the objective path here. Tier 2 bottom lane seems to be on the docket. En route, looks like we have the Madara Dragon Lance to pair together with his Helm of the Dominator. Much more stats coming his way, obviously much more range to work with. While that happens, though, Virtus Pro have smoked up, and now they're looking to infiltrate.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
As they make the move nearby, we have Madara. Uh-oh, one smoke pop. Yoku blinks up ahead. They see him, though. He'll pop the crow. They'll pop everything they can to stop him from TPing away. And I think that will certainly put Drow into the ground. And, Virtus
You
Pro.
mean under the ground, to the middle of the earth? Oh my.
She is certainly Shrek'd, and any sort of momentum swing for the bottom lane is now going to have to be halted, as the rest of their squad now moves up to the top lane to kind of find work from there.
Is the situation if Drow comes back up, maybe they can fight again?
Radiant's middle tower.
Rip tower. Let's watch this as it melts. And that's going to be Aloha's BKB. So they're not going to have any way to really stop him going to town. The only thing they can really hope for is, I guess all of them focusing their right clicks on him. I mean, what you would need at this stage in the game is Puck to have an Ags and just keeping Clinks there while you're wailing on the other enemy heroes. But this BKB could just like seal the deal for Virtus Pro.
And it does look like FNG will need to reconnect, so we will take another bit of a pause here while we get back into the groove. 16-10 though for your Game 5 final matchup. Our check on the net worth right now shows Virtus Pro getting back into about that 5K net worth advantage. 7,500 as far as the XP goes is really what could be the name of the game at this point. At Finem are doing a nice job, making do with the situation they were put in by pushing down each of these lanes and taking the tier 1s and tier 2s, and their team is surviving based on all that huge share of money they're getting, but they are still kind of clumping up pretty much the whole game, and that means a lot of them are going to be lacking in the XP department here. So all the supports though, at least they're able to get to their level 6s. It's nice and all, but I don't know. I guess I wonder how you look at it from the Virtus Pro side. If you're still just stalling things out and recognizing that you're farming better on the map and waiting until it's necessary to defend, or if Virtus Pro feel like it might be better for them to just see if they can make more flank approaches towards the pushing power of AF and cut them off before they can even make an approach.
The thing is, AF realize that they're weaker in the team fights a lot of these times when their huge ultimates are up. So they keep getting punished, they keep getting caught out, and it's not going to get any easier from here on out. So what they're going to have to hope to do is not get caught out around the map.
Get out alive. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, they got dug. Tried to TP out right in the middle, and it looked like it would have been okay, but obviously if he had sat there, the boulder smash would have certainly canceled it. And that will be a Puck takedown. 40 seconds without a buyback here. Virtus Pro continue on the up and up. And what a comeback it would be for them, They did a dominating game number 1, lost game number 2. Game number 3 lost, you can't say, unfortunately, for it being a 5 versus 4, but then going from a awkward 5 versus 4 situation to winning game 4 and 5 would certainly be a feather in their cap. So,
they're gonna get the courier and the kill potentially.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
But that's, oh man,
gonna be a hard hit. And Virtus Pro can now finally decide to take some towers. All right, they got money they can make.
Radiant structures.
Lift will slow them down a bit, but here comes trouble. And I don't foresee any opportunity where AF are going to be able to really get back into the grind of this one. A Wolf will help out with Madara's DPS output here, but they're already going to be in a situation where high ground defense is going to be in order. And
Yoku, look at him over here. This could be, Yoku's playing absolutely amazing this game so far. He's been setting up everything for them. If he sets this up too, this could be the game.
Radiant structures are fortified.
He is in a side position here. Skylark is close, but does not know really the story of what's unfolding here before him possibly. Tier 2 goes down. Same moment, Tier 2 does also go down on the bottom part of the map. And it looks like Virtus Pro are actually going to be pulling off, anticipating maybe more of a push is to come, but G will be first on the scene to kind of relieve the pressure, and it looks like for Radiant they will not have to worry about a high ground defense just yet, but for their kind of lineup to be nervous about a high ground defense coming their way, that means that something is not going right in this game. This draw lineup is not able to be a draw lineup at the moment.
They just have so many ways of VP to pick them apart, because the thing with VP's lineup that's so amazing is they can just afford to leave like DP or Clinks on the front lines, and then Phoenix, ES, and Void are just going to get everything done in the team fights. And they're never going to clump up for these spells for Ad Finem.
Oh, they're trying to siege rush in this Vengeful Spirit to go for a swap play, but as you mentioned, well, they would maybe get a swap play there on Yoku. They have FNG waiting on the Phoenix. This is not going to be an easy opener here for AF. And for Virtus Pro, playing it pretty disciplined here, but also cautious. Not allowing any opportunity for an easy swing back here. But now they are going to be the ones moving forward, smoked up. FNG and No Fear looking to be the scouts. It looks like they're not going to be able to spout anyone out. They will drop a ward. Mid lane seems to be the target, and Aloha Dance. He makes towers look like paper. Just easy tier 2.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Rip towers.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Rip everything. What is the gold lead right now? Yeah, 10K. And to put that in perspective with VP's lineup, it's actually 20 to 25K just because they scale superbly into the later stages of the game. So right now it's
Radiant's bottom
looking very
tower
dire
is under attack.
for Finem here and the fans.
Radiant's
So this is going to be a situation where at Finem they have to hold out for the ultra late game and outplay them. They need Ags on like Disruptor. They need Drow to... They need Ags on your puck here. They're going to have to kite them around constantly in the team fights. And maybe if, you know, they eventually run out of items on Clinks, they're able to lock them down with some hexes or something. Eventually, you're going to be able to potentially win for AF. But that is... It's so far off. It's so far off, and that's how they have to play now. Like, the only thing left for them is to go for the later stages of the game.
And as you mentioned, that just feels so far in the future, and I don't even know if they'll be able to make it to a bright future like that one. Quick little swap, though, from Spartan to kind of avoid the extra trouble. Aloha Dance moves in, won't be able to get the finish there, and they will avoid being caught out. That was a nice little save, but while they do that, Thug is going to be putting in work, split pushing, bursting down waves with the power of his Veil and magic combo. Just like that. Oh, don't just kick and get him. Oh my god, they kicked and they got him. And now he's going to be going down. That was a wonderful boulder smash from No Fear. I mean, you can kind of anticipate he just blinked up into the woods. But they catch him. And now that is just going to make even things more comfortable for them to move into this road pit and get this Aegis. Already, you know, Finem couldn't take a good team fight against Virtus Pro, but now they have to do it with an extra life.
That is super scary.
This will be their toughest challenge yet, and for Virtus Pro, they are got to be feeling
they're
super
grinning
confident
right now.
They're
like
great. They're moving
like
in.
one step in the door of the summit.
Yeah, they got the great lineup. This is good. I mean, for a team, you got to remember, you know, they started with, they had the shuffle. They brought in Yoku. They had the role swap, FNG in the offlane, Yoku on the 1. And things were just not really going their way. And sure, there was a lot of pressure from the community. I'm sure they were hearing it from their fans, you know, for them to go back to or try out these other positions. They made the swap, and they have been finding a lot of success since then. And even now might be securing a spot into this land. Starting with this siege here. Exorcism comes out from G. They quickly get rid of the creep wave, and now they look to make a go for the tier 3. G with the Aegis on hand. He already has an Octarine core, even a trusty plate mail. But Virtus Pros feel the pressure at the top as Madara is split pushing with his Drow. Gets a lot of damage on that tier 3. But it looks like he will be able to find a way out. Yoku, oh, he tries to go for the chrono, but will be just a hair off on the timing.
Man, that's where you almost shit your pants, guys. Oh, speaking of mid,
jump in, coil for 2. Gonna force out the egg here while Aloha Dance will pop his BKB. AF step back, and hey, they forced out an ultimate and a BKB. They will get Thug, though. And now Virtus Pro could consider closing on in. Swap back, Spartan says, go, Madara, I saved you. But Madara still not saved yet. Now they'll give it the surge. Get Lady Drow out of there. Looks like they will. The president is safe, but the White House may not be safe for very long. Virtus Pro are coming.
We're going to have new rulers soon, and they're gonna be happy with this situation. Thug, oh man, I'm pretty sure he's gonna be kicking himself in the foot for going for Dagon instead of like Yules or even Ag.
Radiant structures are
keeps getting
fortified.
silenced, and that's a play where he had to go in aggressive. Meanwhile, they're gonna be sieging here. Don't have Thug yet. Jeez.
Drow does hit hard.
Radiant's middle tower
The problem is that
has
she also gets hit hard if caught out, so There's a jump in, vacuum wall here.
Radiant's
Could this
bottom
be
tower is under attack.
a solid defense? It doesn't look like the best start though. Silenced up, no fear, just kind of keeps them off.
Radiant's
Oh
bottom
man, now
tower
Verse
is
Pro can
under
just
attack.
watch this wall and wait. And those ultimates they spent on that previous little scuttle are going to be off cooldown now. G's got Exorcism up.
Radiant's bottom
Magnetize
tower
is good to
under
go.
attack.
Chrono's going to be up in 3. This is not good for the Radiant. Virtus Pro, though, all the tools they could ask for here if they want to be able to close this game, and they just stand and watch.
The calm before the storm.
Really is.
Really quiet now.
What is
We're
their
just gonna
best
let the
approach,
players-
though? I mean, obviously, Finem are going to
It's
be waiting
hard.
behind those racks. They're going to burst down the creep waves before they can even get in. I mean, obviously, Yoku being able to make a Hail Mary Chrono setup would make things a lot easier.
The way I see Finem winning this, because they're so far behind, is... Okay, didn't time the geometric there. It's going to be this play from Disruptor and Darkseer. They have to do something.
Aloha Dance goes in, pops the BKB, and they're going to go right for the racks. It looks like they will be able to get it here. Skylark moves in, vacuum caught in Stack Storm, but will be able to walk out. G now makes his move, trying to get maybe next time as Thug. Makes his own, jumps in. There's the Chrono and the egg. Maybe next time trying his best to just one man click it down, but he's not going to be able to get it, and they begin to fall. Disruptor's out, buyback going to be forced from the Darkseer here, and Virtus Pro are going to be looking for the closeout. Madara going to be getting hit from the Spirit Siphon, steps back. Yoku in trouble. Yoku goes down. And for Virtus Pro, they might need to kind of reevaluate the situation and get out, but FNG is going to be going down. No Fear trying to right-click next, waits for Thug to come back, and they will be able to burst him down. G gets him with the Crypt Swarm, and the 4 are going to be hitting the deck. Buybacks will have to come out if they want to defend, because now Virtus Pro are going for their next move in the base, the top lane. There's the buyback from Thug, and I think that might be all that Virtus Pro want. Oh, swap back for G. Can they get the Death Prophet? There's the Dagon. There's the... Oh, it's not going to be enough. Oh, they got the glimpse. They'll pull him all the way back, and they'll finally get him down, but they will lose their Disruptor. Thug on his buyback life. He's actually going to consider going for the chase. Aloha Dance quickly pops his BKB. And Virtus Pro will be able to make it out. Hard hit, though. Knocking the wind out of him. AF will lose their mid lane set of racks. You know, in a situation with their Drow lineup, trying to ramp things up, it's already kind of getting past the time where they're hoping to already hit their stride, but now they're the ones that are kind of really crippled inside the base.
The Greeks are doing as best they can with the given situation, all things considered. They didn't have the wall there, they missed the combo with the Disruptor ulti, and there was still an Aegis on the side of VP. So all things considered, them killing 4 heroes at the end of the day, actually 3, that was still great for them. But at the other side of things, their base is in shambles. They can't really go outside and get things done. All VP really needs to do is wait for the next Roche, and they can get, you know, the next racks, potentially throw their body at that, and then you're down 2 set of racks, and then it's just like almost impossible to come back. You also have VP picking up all these new items. Dayless completed already for the clinks before. Now he's going back for an MKB, and this looks like the all-in play that AF kind of need to make at this stage of the game.
I don't know if Ogre Frostmage was what he was hoping for to kind of assist him in this journey, but they'll take it for now. And they smoke and head up and above, but Virtus Pro are waiting down and below, and looks like they've already got the caught on the precious Drow Ranger. She's going to have to get swapped back to safety. Huge Static Storm, but even a bigger Chrono is the response from Virtus Pro. And quickly, all 5 hit the deck from Finem, and it looks like Virtus Pro might have just done it. I really don't see too many outs left for Finem. Virtus Pro in one quick swoop just get the job done and fight their way back. And they're going right for possibly the jugular. No, they'll shift gears, go right up to the top lane.
They have Drow buyback, but that's it. They're going to get at least... No, they're going to get everything. They're going to be fighting against Megas. They're just probably talking it over. When do they want to say GG? And that's just devastating. It's very heartbreaking for Finem at this stage.
They put on a hell of a showing, and they've had a qualifier run, and for all of these qualifiers, they've been making it for pretty much the finals.
They're gonna give it a last.
One last go. They step in, they try to get G. They silence him up, they make their move. There's the swap back by Spartan, but Yoku has another chrono waiting for him, and that will be the game. Congratulations, Virtus Pro. They will be returning to the Summit to compete at the Summit 5.
Virtus Pro victory.
Really well played from VP this game. Yoku, standout performance, hit 3 4-man chronos constantly throughout this series, or this game, and his Void is, you know, very scary to deal with, and I'm wondering how teams are going to deal with that later on. But man, everybody came together. They were facing elimination, won back-to-back games here at the end, and congrats to them. Props to them. Props to AF for fighting as hard as they did as well.
Absolutely.
And that was just a really nice series all around. Full 5 games. Really well played from both teams.
We had an exciting one, but that will conclude it, folks. And with that, that is going to be our full qualifiers of the Summit 5. So I'll go over it again. I don't have any sort of fancy graphic to show you, but qualifying now out of China to come to the Summit is Wings. Coming out of Europe now, as you can see, is going to be Virtus Pro. Out of America will be Digital Chaos. And out of Southeast Asia will be Team Fnatic. We still have other teams that are going to be yet to be announced, and that will be left for the future. But as far as Dota goes, yeah, more action to come. Like I said, tomorrow and the following day we'll have some Star Ladder action that I'll be covering to wrap things up there. And then it's Manila. But that will conclude all the coverage for today. Thank you so much. And again, thank you, Ryu Boris, for coming out and joining me. You can hit him up on his Twitter, at RyuuDota. That's RYUU Dota. And also on his Twitch and his Facebook. Anything else you want to plug before we wrap things up for today?
Nope. That seems good. Thanks for having me on, Dakota. Great series. And like you said, we're just going to be kicking it. Watching the Manila Majors here soon. That'll be fun. And it should be very interesting to see who comes out on top over there. And then, well, congratulations once again for VP. Amazing plays all around today. Congrats to them going for the Summit, and I'll catch you guys around.
All right, and with that, folks, take care, enjoy the rest of your day, and enjoy your Dota. We'll see you next time.